The 1976 half dollar, also known as the bicentennial Kennedy half dollar, holds a very special place in the history of American coinage. And in this video, we're going to take a long, deep, and detailed journey to understand everything about this coin, its background, its significance, its design, its production, and of course its value in today's market, particularly focusing on a coin without mint mark and in circulated condition. This coin is not an ordinary one. It was struck at a time when the United States of America was celebrating 200 years of independence, and that bicentennial anniversary was marked in many ways, one of which was through the creation of special coinage, and the Kennedy half dollar was chosen as one of the denominations to carry this commemorative design. When we talk about the 1976 Kennedy half dollar, we must first understand that it is technically a dual-dated coin. Unlike regular issues, this coin does not carry the single year 1976. Instead, it carries the dual date 1776 to 1976, symbolizing the bicentennial of American independence, the 200 years that had passed since the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. The coin was not minted only in 1976 but also in 1975, yet both years have the same dual date, and there are no half dollars dated 1975. So, whenever you see a half dollar with the date 1776 to 1976, you know it was minted for the bicentennial celebration, and you also know that its design was different from the regular Kennedy half dollar that was first issued in 1964. Now, let's go deeper into the design, because design is one of the key reasons why collectors and enthusiasts value these coins. On the obverse, the coin still carries the portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, which had been introduced in 1964 after Kennedy's tragic assassination in 1963. The portrait was kept unchanged, but the date underneath was replaced by the dual date, 1776 to 1976. The mint mark, if present, would usually appear just below Kennedy's neck on the obverse side, above the date. But in the case of the coin we are focusing on, the one without mint mark, it means that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. During that era, Philadelphia did not place a mint mark on the coins, so the absence of a mint mark tells us its origin. The reverse of the 1976 half dollar is where the design changed significantly for the bicentennial celebration. The reverse was designed by Seth G. Huntington, who won a nationwide design competition. His design depicts Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the historic building where both the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution were debated and adopted. This was an extremely symbolic choice, as Independence Hall is directly tied to the founding moments of the nation. Above the image, you see the inscription United States of America, and below it, half dollar. The phrase "In God We Trust" remains on the obverse side as usual, while E pluribus unum is inscribed on the reverse. Now, let us talk about the physical characteristics of the coin because that also influences its value today. The 1976 half dollar without mint mark, the regular circulation strike from Philadelphia, is composed of a copper-nickel-clad alloy, not silver. This means the coin has a core of pure copper with outer layers of copper-nickel, giving it a silvery appearance. It weighs about 11.34 grams, has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. While special collector versions in 40% silver were also struck for the bicentennial celebration, those came from San Francisco with the S mint mark, and that is not the coin we are discussing here. Our focus is on the standard circulation strike without a mint mark. The mintage numbers for this coin were very high. The Philadelphia Mint alone produced hundreds of millions of these bicentennial half dollars, which means the coin is not rare in general circulation. Because of this large mintage, the coin is fairly common and can still be found in pocket change, in rolls from banks, or in collections. The fact that it was a commemorative design also meant that many people saved them as keepsakes, so they were often put aside and not heavily circulated, although plenty of them did enter circulation. When we consider the value of this coin in today's market, we must look at condition. Since the user specifically asked for circulated condition without mint mark, let us stay focused on that. A circulated 1976 half dollar from Philadelphia typically has only face value in the market, meaning 50 cents, because they are so common. Coin dealers often pay no premium for circulated examples, as supply far outweighs demand. Collectors usually want higher-grade uncirculated coins, or the special 40% silver issues, which are much scarcer and therefore more valuable. But in circulated condition, unless the coin has some unusual error or variety, its value remains at or very close to face value. That being said, condition can sometimes make a small difference. A lightly circulated coin with only minor wear might sometimes sell for slightly above face value to someone who wants a decent example but does not want to pay for a fully uncirculated piece. Still, this difference is usually very small, maybe $1 or $2 in the best case. But for the majority of circulated bicentennial half dollars without mint mark, the realistic market value today is 50 cents. It is important to understand that when we talk about value, we're not only talking about monetary worth. There is also historical and sentimental value. The 1976 half dollar represents a major celebration in American history. Many families saved these coins as mementos of the bicentennial year. Some people received them as gifts from banks, some got them in change from stores and decided to hold on to them, and over the decades, these coins became nostalgic reminders of that historic event. So while their market value may not be high, their historical significance and personal value to many people is far greater. Collectors often distinguish between circulated and uncirculated coins, and in the case of bicentennial half dollars, uncirculated examples, particularly those graded by professional services at high levels such as MS-65, MS-66, or higher, can sell for more money, sometimes $5 to $10 or even more depending on the grade. Proof coins and silver issues can fetch even higher prices. But again, that is outside the scope of our focus here, which is the circulated coin without mint mark. For that, the answer remains consistent. It is essentially worth its face value of 50 cents in today's market. Now, one might ask, if the value is so low, why are these coins still so popular to talk about, and why do people continue to ask about them? The answer lies in the charm of coin collecting itself. Coin collecting is not only about financial investment, it is about history, art, memory, and connection. The 1976 half dollar is a coin that nearly everyone has seen, and it sparks curiosity. People hold on to them, they wonder if they have something rare or valuable, and they seek information. That curiosity keeps the coin in the spotlight, even if its financial value is low. Over the course of this long video, we are not only discussing the coin's value, but also appreciating the story behind it. We can think about how in 1976, America was celebrating 2 centuries of independence, and coins were one way to bring that celebration into the daily lives of millions of citizens. Imagine receiving a bicentennial half dollar in your change in 1976 and realizing that this coin was specially made for that year, connecting you to the larger national celebration. That is part of what makes this coin so fascinating, even today. In conclusion, when we sum up the 1976 half dollar without mint mark, in circulated condition, we can say that it is a very common coin, widely produced, easily available, and in the modern market its monetary value is 50 cents. However, its design, its symbolism, its historical background, and its widespread recognition make it a coin worth studying, collecting, and appreciating. While it may not make you rich, it can certainly enrich your knowledge and connect you to an important moment in history.